What's up everyone, TechCloud here, and in this video I'm going to review the LG G3. Let's talk about some of the reviews that are already available online right after the LG G3 was launched, just within a couple of days or max after a week. And most of them are actually claiming that this is the best Android phone yet. And so let's look at some of the ingredients of a best smartphone. And surprisingly, LG G3 does not tick any single box out of this list that you are currently watching on your screen. However, before answering this question whether it is the best Android phone yet or not, let's look at these one by one. First, let's look at the design and build quality. The LG G3 design, I kind of like the design, and I like the fake brush metal finish at the back, but it is still plasticky feeling. Although it feels well built, the build quality is pretty nice and does not feel cheap, but still you feel that it is plastic. But I like the small bezels and I like the in-hand feel. It feels pretty good, and it is such a big device, but it does not feel that heavy and it does not feel that big. It is having a 5.5-inch screen, but it does not look that this phone has such a giant screen, only because of the good design. And I actually managed to make the device produce some cracking sounds if I press the back cover, but the back cover is still pretty solid and much better than the Samsung devices that I have seen. The design and the build quality is not the best out there, but it's still pretty solid. And now let's talk about the display. The display is fully packed with the pixels, and it is as high as it gets, and this is currently the highest resolution screen that is available in the market, along with the Oppo Find 7. However, the screen is not having best of the colors, and especially the white balance is off. If you look at the whites on this screen, you will find slightly brownish pink white instead of pure white. The difference in resolution is noticeable between the 1080p and the 2K display. If you are having a content, especially the photos and the videos, will look pretty solid and looks pretty sharp as compared to 1080p devices. And if you want to compare the difference between the 1080p and the 2K display, then watch the video in the description for the comparison purpose. And also, some of the games will also show pretty high resolution as compared to 1080p screens. The difference is not as much as you notice between 720p and 1080p, but the difference is certainly noticeable. The display is not very bright, and especially in the outdoor you will find that the display is not as visible as some of the other displays. And also it gets pretty hot, especially when you are outdoors in a warm environment, or if you are playing games indoors, and then the brightness will reduce to 90% and the slider will not go past 90%. And as far as the sound quality is concerned, the sound is also average, rather above average. It sound loud for a single speaker phone, but since the speaker is at the back, so it does not feel as loud. Even the Z2, which does not have very loud speaker, feels much louder than the G3 because of the front facing speakers, and the speaker is also single mono speaker. As far as the general performance, UI performance and the app performance is concerned, then the default launcher and the default performance is kind of okay, but it's not right up there along with some of the other high-end devices like the HTC One M8 and the Sony Xperia Z2. They perform much better, much lag-free as compared to the G3, and that's actually kind of disappointing because G3 has a pretty solid hardware inside, and still the software experience is, it's okay, it's not that bad, but still it's not top notch, so it's not again one of the best. This is the reason why I'm using Nova Launcher instead of the stock launcher. whereas the Chrome browsing experience is top notch and flawless both in mobile version and the full website. The Chrome loads the website pretty fast, the scrolling is pretty nice, the pinch to zoom is very good, so no complaints here. As far as the battery life is concerned, then the battery life is from average to above average battery life, and you will get a day out of it, and the screen on time will be around 4 hours to 4.5 hours depending on your usage. It can be a little bit more or less if you use different brightness levels and if you play games or not. So the battery life is somewhere in the middle of the table or slightly above the middle of the table. Let's talk about the software. And first of all, let me talk about the UI. I'm not a big fan of the UI, especially these icons. They look kind of ugly because they are mix mash of a square and round kind of icons, and they doesn't look very elegant. But some of the UI stuff is also pretty good. You can apply themes, although the themes are limited in numbers. Again, one of the reason why I'm using the Nova Launcher along with the custom icon set. Beside UIs, there are very nice software tricks, and the notification icons and the sliders are pretty good. And I like the double tap to wake up the device thing, and I like the knock code, and I like the flexibility that you can choose and edit your menu icons, and that's menu items rather, and that's very nice. As you can see here, you can drag and drop all these buttons and the menu items will change right away. That's very nice. Another thing that I like a lot is the thing that you can hide the menu buttons, and especially in the games it is very handy because some of the games does not support the ability to hide the menu buttons while you are playing games, so this will help you a lot in that regard. So this is how cool the knock code unlock procedure is. Another thing that I like is the multi-window. It is pretty nice and handy stuff, but it is not as versatile as what I have seen on the Samsung devices like the S5 and the Note 3. The gaming experience is also solid, but it's also mixed bag because some of the games will run fine while some of the games will not run fine, and although they run pretty good on some of the other devices having 1080p screens, and having a 2K display in a phone which has S801 processor and the 2GB RAM or 3GB RAM can be feel a little bit overkill for some of the games, but for the most games that I have tried, the game works pretty well, such as the Modern Combat 4, the Asphalt 8 and the Dead Trigger 2, and some of the other games that I have tried, they work pretty well flawlessly. But some of the games, they don't work as nicely, and some of the games even show incompatibility because of the 2K display, and those games are not yet optimized or not playable at the moment on the 2K displays. So some games are showing incompatibility and you cannot install. Some you can install, but they won't work properly. I have made a number of gaming videos for LG G3, so make sure you check out those videos just to have an idea that how the gaming performance is on this device. The camera quality of the LG G3 is pretty good for the stills, and but in the night when there is extra low light, the performance is okay, but there is too much cleaning going on, and there is a oil painting effect, and also the 4K video has a lower bit rate, so it results into a not as good video as I've seen on S5 and the Z2. So camera is also good, but it's not best out there. So guys, as you have seen, the LG G3 is not the best Android phone in many fronts, but if you're talking about the overall package, it is a pretty solid phone. And if you are looking a big size of phone which has classy design and which feels pretty nice in hand and has the high resolution screen, then definitely go for it. LG G3 is a pretty solid device, but I don't think it is the best Android phone at the moment. But having said that, I have enjoyed throughout the time that I have used it, and I have used it for 3-4 weeks, and I'm pretty happy with the device, and I can use this device as a daily driver for a long period of time. I don't have any issues, rather I kind of like the phone. So guys, I hope that you have liked the video and you have liked the review. If you have liked it, make sure you press the thumbs up button at the bottom of this video. Take care, and I will see you later in some other video. Bye.